goes on, the more that early base is going to turn out as an advantage for him. ForGG took down his second so late. Light's just gonna be able to push this back. He does have still those two wraiths. One of them should go down. Yeah, okay, one wraith does go down there. Now just floating his racks into the position just so he can siege from range with those tanks. Being very careful to repair them with his SCVs. Does have a fairly decent tank number at this point. 3, I believe. I believe that's 3 factories, so 1 factory short. Does have an army that's already starting spinning. Also adding in academies for scans. But really, he's gonna also have a tech advantage. He's going to have drop tech much sooner. Now going to plant some tanks on his bridge just to make sure ForGG doesn't do anything funky. ForGG does have vultures on the ground with some mines. Going to siege each other. Vulture trying to come in to act as a spotter is going to allow ForGG to at least kill one single tank. But ForGG now being pushed back. He's trying to hold the middle. Light, however, just constantly producing tanks from all of his factories and just holding his position very steadily. You can, of course, see that while Light has 3 factories, all with machine shop producing tanks, ForGG only has 2, and his other 2 are producing vultures, just producing support troops. ForGG taking his 3rd as is necessary for him to at least try to get back into try to hold the economic position. Steady mines! Oh, careful, careful, careful. A lot of mines, a lot of mines. Okay, apparently, somehow, Light putting his tanks right in the neutral zone. I mean, that almost looks like cheating. That mine to the left is so close. Honestly, that should be cheating. Scans going off. Not catching the mines apparently inside the scans, but the tanks still hold a position despite the fact that they were harassed there. Wraiths now going inside. Okay, finally some cloak Wraiths action going inside for Light. Finally going to possibly do some harassment. Completely lost my voice there. Light trying to push out vultures. A lot of vultures coming in. Managing to plant mines all over them. This could be critical here. Mine's going to go off, and this entire tank line goodbye in one single shot. And just that, and the fact that ForGG's taking his 3rd, and that's being allowed to happen, could swing the game back in ForGG's favor. It does have not too large a tank line, but it does have in the middle, and he took out all the tanks of Lights there. Well, the ones that were near the middle. It was like 7 tanks or so. A lot of tanks. Actually, the Wraith prevented the SCV from building the 3rd base, so he's going to be delayed a lot. Light should be thinking of taking his own 3rd. Not really sure what he's going to want to expand. Of course, I believe at least the 8/9 o'clock position is the safest. There's going to be, very little choke, just a lot of high ground for him to just siege up tanks, and not really going to be very easy to attack. ForGG, of course, did not decide to take advantage of that kind of fact, the 6 o'clock position, possibly because there could be very soon some dropship tech coming in, some dropships coming in from Light. I'm not quite sure if ForGG knows that. There's still that one single Wraith running around all over the place being annoying. Hello, SCV. Blam. Hello, SCV. Blam. We'll go, Roger. Bam. Target neutralized. Okay, Light gonna try to take the 6 o'clock. Has a dropship coming with some force to take out the pesky SCV. Vultures coming in to be annoying. Plant mines. Dropship being used pretty well, though. Just plant those tanks around while those mines can't reach him. Tanks being microed beautifully. More tanks coming in for ForGG, so this base is going to be forced to float up. A lot of mines there as well, so you got to be careful overall. And ForGG does have his starport up. Also, I believe he was going for the science facility, so he can get higher upgrades. Yeah. Light just moving around, clearing mines. Being forced to scan around for those. Going to take up this left hand, that 9 o'clock position. Upper left hand? What am I talking about? 9 o'clock position, just at least clear it out. We're going to see what's actually going to try to expand there. Whether he's actually double expanding or not. ForGG building a racks, apparently losing his while sacrificing it for scouting purposes. Those vultures really coming in handy. eBay coming up the upper left hand position by, interestingly enough, but ForGG possibly so he can actually add some turrets. Actually gonna take this command center. No! Oh, Light losing his command center. That is bad, man. Light losing that. Tried to take the 6 o'clock. I really think that 6 o'clock was risky. That was right up in ForGG's alley, man. Taking that was risky as all hell. ForGG took advantage of that. Light has more maneuverability at the point. It has those 2 dropships. I think a 3rd one should be somewhere around there as well, up against ForGG's 1. So actually, Light going to take the 9 o'clock position as I thought he should have taken from the very beginning, but no. These guys never listen to me. I have the epic advice. I should be a coach. I'm kidding. spotting those vultures running all over the place. Mines being planted. Finally, Light now using some. Oh no! Okay, one single mine, not enough to take out all those tanks. Doing a lot of damage. There's those weapon 1 upgrade for GG as well. I think Light should actually have the same. Actually going for some vulture drops. I think that has the tanks alongside. Try to take out some forces at that base, at the 3 o'clock base where GG moved his dropships away just to make sure he stays safe. Siege one of his tanks as a vulture, another tank sitting in there, but even more reinforcements coming in, so that's going to get cleared up. Not too much economic damage done by Light. I think this match is fairly even at this point, although losing that early tank line and losing that command center was bad. Light going to try to expand again. Not quite sure to what position. Does have his natural expansion taken fairly heavily just with a crap load of tanks. So for GG, at the very least, he's definitely not going to be able to just push in balls first. Well, you should push in fangs first. That way you can actually, kill stuff. But yeah, balls first is just dangerous. That's what they do on those sloops and the luge. Ah, the luge. Anyway, for GG now actually going to move in dropship. There is one single can. Two turrets. They're going to spot this. One going to go down. When I say one, I mean dropships, but most of the payload does come down. And those tanks are going to start sieging that expansion. There's going to be a lot of gas mine that's going to be disrupted. There's a Wraith coming in to act as a spotter. Siege tanks coming in for Light to at least try to prevent this. More dropships coming in with him and more reinforcement scans going off. Light just moving in with everything at this point. Vultures coming in, peaceful, trying to plant down some mines. Mines get taken out before they actually do any sort of damage. Dropship also sitting there as a support unit, as a spotter, / anything else. Going to be able to take out that, completely stop that gas mining. I was going to, yeah. Just overall bad position for him here. Oh man, factory's also going to be damaged. And for GG moving out, it has a fairly large mine rate down the middle as well, doing a lot of damage. Finally gets his start position cleared up. And finally, we're going to have some mining coming back to the natural expansion. Refinery also going to be rebuilt, but losing some gas is also critical. ForGG actually somehow managed to get himself completely into this game, despite early pressure not working too well for him. Has managed to micro up fairly heavily, and I think some mistakes by Light really have allowed ForGG to come back into this game. He is going to be taking his third, actually building another command center, so he's thinking of expanding everywhere. Going to take the world. Dropships coming in now for Light, going to plant some tanks just as the command center going to float up. There are Goliaths in place, just be very careful. We're going to see we're actually going to try to float that past those Goliaths. Not quite sure if there's enough Goliaths to really kill that command center. More dropships coming in for GG. This could be critical. There's nothing real much to defend after this point. The city's going to be pulled off the line, trying to engage the tanks at close range. But they're just going to run right into the range of even more tank fire. Finally, Light with some reinforcements. Goliaths in play, though. Tanks being dropped down. They are going to clear up those Goliaths. The city's been pulled off to go back to mine, but a lot of them have died. Light did manage to float his CC into safety. It's sitting there on the mini-map, as you can see there at the, 10 o'clock position. But not really much else. For GG, gonna just, never mind floating, I'm just gonna plant my frickin' bases down, unlike you, man. Putting down the upper right-hand position. I think he has at that 1 o'clock position, that 12:30 position, also has an SCV there ready to build down. So for GG, just gonna keep up this constant pressure and just gonna continue building stuff. Building his bases, yeah, building stuff. That's wonderful StarCraft comes to. Well, now he's building stuff. And he's building stuff. And Light is actually going to lose a new expansion unless he gets in reinforcements now. Now? No, never. Light actually going to try to go for some counter-harassment. 2 dropships, one of which is going to go down. He did manage to drop some Goliaths, a tank as well. There are more charges being put up, but man, for GG with a reaction quick as hell and just reinforcement coming in, clearing this entire attack up. Light not managing to accomplish much. Takes down a turret and some SCVs. Yay. Hooray for small victories, which don't really add up to a victory. I won the battle, but I will lose the war. Wait. And Light at this point getting a bit desperate. Gonna push out. Thinking, okay, I gotta do something. I gotta take the middle. Running right into siege fire. For GG has reinforcements imminent. Both on the ground and in the air on dropships. Mines being planted by some vultures, but never mind. Light GG's holding off the early pressure, but just, yeah, not really taking advantage of that fact. ForGG just kept up constant troop production, despite the fact that he got his base up late. He could still keep up that troop production early on. Really got himself back into the game. So he is going to be up and facing Best. So that's going to be some winner's match for you guys. So this MSL already kind of, well, definitely up to my expectations. 2 upsets already, in my opinion. So we're going to see what happens next. GG, guys, wrenching out. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Winners match next.